By the end of this training, you will be able to explain how System Center Virtual Machine Manager, or Scvmm, can be used to administer AWS resources. Connect to AWS instances from Scvmm and perform common maintenance tasks. After this brief video, please take the hands-on lab at https://run.quicklabs.com. Hi, Jen. We use Microsoft System Center extensively. Recently, we've started using AWS services like Amazon EC2. Now we need a solution for managing our local VMs running on Hyper-V and cloud-based VMs on Amazon EC2 through a streamlined dashboard. Can you explain how we can do this?
Hi, John. Sure. You can use AWS Systems Manager for Microsoft System Center Virtual Machine Manager, Scvmm. Because you're using Microsoft System Center extensively, you'll probably find AWS System Manager to be very useful. It's an add-in for the Scvmm console that helps you easily manage your AWS resources, such as Amazon EC2 instances.
Oh, really? Can you explain the features of AWS Systems Manager? Is it possible to manage user rights?
Of course, yes. With AWS Systems Manager for Scvmm, an AWS administrator can grant permissions to other admin users to manage Amazon EC2 instances from Scvmm. Users can launch, view, reboot, start, stop, and terminate Amazon EC2 instances with these permissions. Additionally, by using Remote Desktop Protocol, or RDP, users can retrieve passwords for their Windows instances and connect to the machines for which they have rights. The added advantage of the service is that although users are restricted to managing their Windows instances, they can still retrieve DNS names for their Linux instances and get connected using Secure Shell or SSH. Finally, users can import their Hyper-V-based Windows virtual machines from Scvmm to Amazon EC2. This saves a lot of time and resources while moving machines from the local data center to the AWS cloud, or when cloning an existing machine on AWS. Also, it leverages AWS Identity and Access Management, or IAM roles, to authenticate to Amazon EC2.
That's really useful. Are there any limitations in using this?
With this add-in for Scvmm, users can get started quickly with EC2 instances, but they need to have an account to do so. Another limitation is that users cannot launch EC2 instances into EC2 Classic with this add-in. The instances have to be launched into a VPC. Also, users cannot import Linux virtual machines from Scvmm to Amazon EC2. This feature is currently limited to Windows.
Okay, and what will I need to start using AWS Systems Manager for Scvmm?
All you need is an AWS account and a deployment of Microsoft System Center VMM 2012 R2 or Microsoft System Center VMM 2012 SP1 with the latest updates.
Okay, one last question. How is this different from the AWS Management Pack for System Center?
The AWS Management Pack is used for monitoring and reporting the performance of EC2 for Windows instances. AWS Systems Manager lets you start, stop, reboot, and terminate instances, and helps you connect to your EC2 instances.
Thanks for the great information. I'm going to download and test the add-in right away. The hands-on lab on using AWS Systems Manager for Microsoft System Center Virtual Machine Manager will enable you to install Microsoft Scvmm on an Amazon EC2 Windows instance to simulate an on-premises installation and connect it to the Amazon account. Perform launch, start, stop, and terminate operations using AWS Systems Manager. Connect to Windows machines using RDP. Please complete the hands-on lab for this video at https://run.quicklabs.com.